This is a Bontrager bicycle helmet that I use for commuting. Since my commute takes about an hour, I've used this helmet for about 30 hours now. In this video, I'll share with you about its pros and cons, what works, what doesn't, what needs improvement, and how it works for me. First off, the model. The model of this Bontrager helmet is on a sticker. It's inside here, visible through one of the vents here. And if I hold a flashlight to it, you can read it. It's Starvos MIPS helmet. MIPS is a word that relates to an added crash protection feature that uses this high-vis yellow plastic sheet that's mounted flexibly, like so, to the rigid styrofoam outer shell or casing, because the shell is this high-vis green polycarbonate or high-vis yellow. So there are 4 attachment points or suspension points for this flexibly mounted MIPS layer, and I've removed from the helmet the pad that's further infield here. Okay, so on the Velcro the pad is fitted, but this is what I wanted to show you. These mounting point or suspension points are covered by the, that's how it looks like in motion, are covered by the pad that's at the forehead. So this MIPS system is independently developed, not developed by Bontrager, is a third-party feature. There it's got its own sticker, and you can read about it because it's a third-party safety feature. It helps reduce brain injury or the possibility of brain injury on some lateral or angled crashes. Okay, so some sideways forces are considered with this one, and this moves with your head. For this feature to work, the helmet must fit nearly perfectly. So why I'm using this helmet is because this fits very straightforward. Okay, I'm trying not to bang it because that destroys it too, but so fit is critical in a helmet. Now this is last year's model, and Bontrager updated it since. This is the Starvos model up to 2017. In fact, this helmet was manufactured, there's a date of manufacture stamp on it there. How do we do this? So you can see there, you can kind of see it if I hold it there. November 2016 is when this was made. So I'm gonna briefly mention what the updates are to the 2017 on version. So the update was done in 2017. So the helmet has been criticized that it weighs too much. Its weight is visible on the sticker, and I also put it on the scale to verify it. Again, it's on this sticker that's in the crown here, and you can see under the word X large that it's 340 grams. That's what's there, 340 grams. So I am aware there are lighter helmets, but this helmet costs just around $100, and while I don't really cherish spending $100 on a piece of styrofoam, it's a critical safety equipment, and it needs to work. And in order to do that, it needs to fit pretty flawlessly. So I don't mind the extra weight of 340 grams, even though there are 250 gram helmets as well, admittedly with probably larger ventilation holes. However, I'm happy with this helmet as is for the price that it costs. I added some helmet lights on it that are flexibly mounted on these rubber draw cord, and this light the helmet doesn't come with it, and is going to be reviewed on their own. These 2 lights add an additional 30 grams each, so that's a total of an extra 60 grams on top of the 340 grams. So the polycarbonate shell doesn't have much in terms of graphics, but has lateral or side reflector strips. These look black, and they are black, and but they are reflectors. Some at the back, and or they wrap around at the back, and also there is some towards the front there. These squares are reflector strips. On some other helmet models made by Bontrager, there is a steel implant here that's magnetic and can be used for mounting helmet lights different without draw cords. However, I like these because I can detach them from the helmet and carry it around on my neck, whatever, attach it elsewhere for hiking. So this road-going helmet is not especially streamlined, but is a road-going helmet. Is not an entry-level road-going or road cycling helmet. It's a little bit up, I would say mid-range-ish, although, yeah, we'll go with mid-range on this one. The cradle, or this suspension system, has a ratchet at the end and adjusts to the head sizes stated on the sticker, which was 60 to 65 centimeters. This nylon webbing that holds the helmet to your head has been criticized by others that it doesn't allow certain adjustability depending on the geometry of your head. So let me show you this way. If you want to tilt the helmet forward this way so that it comes closer to your eyebrows, you can't do that with this kind of webbing. The reason for it is because the length, in order to tilt it forward, the back strap here, or this webbing at the back, would need to be lengthened and the front one needs to be shortened. You can't do that. This has been stitched or sewn, fixed like so, and it just happens to work with my head geometry, although I'd like to inch it down just a little closer to my eyebrow line to protect my forehead a little better, but I can't do it because the straps just wouldn't give me that. On the updated Starvos, it's more aerodynamically streamlined, as well as the straps are done differently. Instead of the fixed plastic buckle with sewn in web straps, it's done differently, so you can adjust it this way for pitching it forward. One more area of this fastening system is this part here, that the chin strap that connects the two halves of the webbing, and this has been somewhat inconvenient. This rubber or elastic band here keeps riding down like so. It's gonna ride down, or it's gonna ride down, or it does ride down like so, and then this one is flopping in the wind, beating your ear or jaw or whatever is in the way. So this needs constant adjustment or constant realignment like so. So I think I'm going to just stitch it to a fixed position, and that's gonna be it, hence the presence of sewing machine over here. One more thing about not the liner, what goes inside, the pads. Now, it doesn't have separate multiple pads for cushioning your the crown in your head, or brace it against your skull at multiple points. It has a one piece, and I'm going to take you off the tripod so you can see what's going on here. Just a one piece padding here. One side is smooth, and the other one is textured and has some foam, thicker sections of foam in it. What happens is that this is originally glued together and is delaminating everywhere. So if I just move my finger along this way, it's just gonna rip open, or the glue is going to fail. So what I'm doing here, I'm stitching it together. You can see my beautiful stitching has a problem or what doesn't really follow the curvature. I'm going more on a straight line and then off the edge or barely, so it's just gonna be home fixed like this. Certainly not beautiful, but it does work. I hope Bontrager updates this, or updated this in 2017, I'm not sure, for the updated Starvos, so that this is not glued, because this needs to be washed. I wash it I don't know about you, but I wash it basically every ride or every second ride. Just put 4 small blobs of liquid soap here, not dishwashing detergent, just some really mild soap, and I just wash it by squeezing it, spreading it a little bit, and then squeezing it like so, in a little bit of running water. No twisting it, no wringing it out, whatever is involved. Just gently squeezing it and pushing it together. Reason for it is that it gets dirt embedded with the sweat in it, and I really don't cherish the idea of rubbing the dirt that's stuck in it against my forehead on a daily basis. Plus, the helmet ingests quite a lot of rain through these holes, which is also nice for ventilation. It's fantastically working well for ventilation from the frontal area, and it gets wet all the time. So whether this glue dissolves or releases due to water or whatever, it just does. So I'm stitching it together because I like the helmet and I want to keep it, just want to make it functional. And I'm also considering, like I said, stitching this part of the check strap or the chin strap here on it, so I don't have to adjust it. Just like 2 stitches, like maybe 3 at the most. That's easy to pick should the occasion arise. So that's what I wanted to share about this Bontrager helmet. It needs a little fix. It's got its definite disadvantages. It may not work for your head size or head shape. That's most important, your head shape. And fitting a helmet properly is going to be on a completely different video on its own as well. So that's what I wanted to share about this Bontrager Starvos. Thank you very much for watching.